Hello everyone, welcome back again to SAS R tutorials. In our previous video, we talked about how to import a CSV file into SAS and doing the same thing with in R. Okay, so we successfully imported the data set into both platforms. This time around we are going to be doing something different. Anyway, similar to what we did before, but we are going to be importing a data set from an Excel file. Okay, now I just need to copy this over. Now not a CSV, this time around is SLSX file into SAS. As we've seen here, it's already in the folder, so we need to just go ahead and use it. And to do that, we need to specify, or we need to tell SAS what we want to do, okay, what task we want to carry out here. So it's import, so we're going to be using the proc import as well, for this time with a little changes. Okay, so here we need to tell SAS we need to tell SAS a few things. Okay, give SAS a few more details that we gave in the first case. Okay, when we imported the CSV file. Okay, so when you click on import, I gave you the file, and then what else? You need the out, and then what else? You need the DBMS, and then you need replace. Okay, and then next thing that you need will be your sheet. Okay, what is the sheet name, as well as you want to say get names, and I want to say yes, and I want to run. Oh, sorry. Okay, so now we are just tab it. So I need a data file, so which is okay, what's the name of the data? And here I want to call it cars2. Okay, let me say cars. Okay, so and then the DBMS is SLSX. Hopefully this should be able to do that, I guess. Okay, now it's going to be pretty much the same directory, so but a different data set. So I'll just copy this over and then just paste it here as SLSX. Okay, this is what I'm bringing in. Either way is fine. You can, okay, let's go ahead and just bring it on down. Okay, now I have this, so I need to specify the sheet name. Okay, actually the sheet name is cars. Okay, so the sheet name is cars. So you need to tell SAS what sheet you are importing the data set from. Here in the CSV has only one sheet, so you don't have to worry about specifying. And a lot of other things that will come with having to look for some specific details in Excel files are not also implemented when you run the import for the CSV file. So here you'll get a little more details. I think you are pretty much familiar with this first part. You know, the DBMS or the extension is an Excel file, and then the replace, and then we have the sheet. So the get names is to tell SAS that the first row is the variable column. Okay, I mean the variable row, or the first row contains the variable. Okay, in R you pretty much use header equals true or something like that. Okay, in R if you need to import such a data set, But in our case, we want to use the get names and then we want to tell it yes. So we are telling SAS that the first row contains our variables. Okay, so now we are good to go. We do the same thing as we did before. Prop print. So let's even go a little further here. So we need to tell it what data to print. Okay, it's going to be cars, and then we don't want to print the entire data set, so we just want to tell it to print or give us only the first 10, or the first 6 observations. The first 6 observations. So we have by telling it OBS. Okay, observation, I want only 6. Okay, and then I want to just tell it to run. Okay, just to execute. Now everything is fine, so I'm going to be running this. Now everything goes well. It should tell me that there are no errors. Okay, if there are, we need to figure out what the errors are and then to correct them before we continue. So now we have this imported, everything is fine. So let's go to the log to see what the log is telling us as well. So here in the log we have the import has these observations and 15 variables, so everything ran perfectly fine without any issues. So remember, there might be many more ways to do the same thing, but I am just showing you one of those many ways, and that worked for me, that I think should work for you as well. So let's print, and then we should be able to see our data set. Remember, I want only 6 observations. These are my observations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here they are. Okay, so I don't want the entire data set. That is done. Okay, so I actually forgot to bring these up. So okay, so remember what I did? I used the procedure import, pretty much the same as I use here, and I tell it to give me to pull out this data set from an external source, and I want to name it when as soon as it gets into SAS. I want to call it cars. I want to tell it is an Excel file and replace it if it's already in the SAS memory, and I want you to use this data set from this sheet for cars, and then the first row will be my variable called row, and then execute, and then you need to print it out so that you see that everything runs fine. And when I did print, I only need 6 observations. Okay, I don't need the entire data set. So if I need 10, I'll just need to type 10 here. And when I run this line, so you should be able to see only 10. Okay, 10 observations. Okay, now I'm doing the same thing in SAS and in R. So I'm just going to be copying this over, and I want to put it here. Okay, now remember what I did before. I just need to put the pound sign, comment it out, and I don't need this here. It doesn't really matter if you put it there. So I'm going to be using the same method that I used previously, so a similar method that I used previously, but this time on the Excel file. So I'm going to come over here to the Excel file. This was the CSV file we used earlier. This is the Excel file. When I click on it, it tells me, gave me 2 options, either to view it or to import. For this time I want to import, and it pretty much gave me the same thing. It's giving me the same thing as before. One of those things that you might find different here was that the delimiter has been removed and a lot of things have been has changed. Okay, so you can click here to go to the default. The default is just 1. If it is just 1 sheet, then it just import data set from that sheet. But here you need to tell it in this case, yeah, I think it's only 1 sheet, so there's no need. But however, I need to tell it that the sheet name is card. Okay, and then everything works. So now I have my data come up. Okay, and as I did before, you can copy this code here and run it, or you can just simply tell it to import. Okay, now our data set is imported and also printed to the screen here, to this window here for you to see. Okay, everything runs fine. There are no errors. If there are errors, this one won't even run. So now we go here, just paste. Okay, this is, I told you there might be many ways to do the same thing. So this may sound easy for you or too easy for you, then you might not find this helpful anyway. But if you do find it helpful, I want you to let me know what you think I can do better. I want your suggestions, and I want you to also comment freely. I want you to like our videos. I want you to tell your friends and I want you to subscribe to our channel so that as soon as we import make any new video, you'll be the first person to see it. So now we have done this. So remember, it's similar. When I use this method, SAS R automatically knows exactly what file this is and how to import it. Okay, you see, the previous one was read R, but this one is read Excel. Okay, uses this package read Excel, and then the same thing here is a read Excel, and then the data set, and then the difference between these and this was that the sheet name was specified. Okay, sheet name was cars, and we view it. Okay, so if you want to view it again, you can click here and you should be able to see the data set here. Now everything runs fine. So the next thing to do is how to import it to the second method, using the second method. So in this case, rather than choose the read R, I'm only going to choose the Excel here, where I see, it gives me this window, and then I can just come here to, okay, this is by default, I forgot. So you need to just click on browse to where you have the file, the data file, and then choose which of the sheets that you want to import, and that's all. And then you can just say import. Okay. So if you find it useful, please, I want you to subscribe to our channel. I want you to like our channel, and I want you to comment freely and ask questions if you do have any specific question that you want to ask about this tutorial. Thank you again for the time. Here we are able to print only 10 observations. So if you want to print 10 observations here is, if you say for a view is showing you everything. So let me just replace this view with add. So add is going to show you only the first 6 lines, I guess, of the data set. Okay, the first 6 lines of the data set. But if you do want 10 lines, as we did here, you just need to add a comma here and tell it to be used. So sorry, 10. Okay, everything should be able to give me 10 right now. So you see, now I have 10. So you see how they are kind of similar. So I need to tell it that I need 10 observations, and here I have them. So thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Please comment freely. I want you to share the video, and I want you to subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.